Hi, I'm Sam from Swallow, and today I'm going to talk you through creating a new pricing model using Swallow's AI features. So firstly, what kind of model do we want to create? I'm going to go with European pet insurance. So we hit generate, and this is where the magic happens. So the Swallow AI is going to think about the different customer inputs we need to collect, factor tables and loadings that might apply, and underwriting rules like exclusions, excesses, endorsements that might be relevant in this pricing model. Once it's done all that, it's going to think about creating a web form that your customer can hit directly. And it's also going to create a headless rater API that you can hit from your front end in order to get a quote. After all that, it's going to create a selection of tests that you can run against this pricing model to get a feel for an average premium or quote validity. Right, I see we're finished, so let's take a look at this project. We're now going to jump into the Swallow platform. And this is made up of 4 key areas. So the first one is process. This is about governance and change management. Then we've got tests, where you can run a range of tests against your version of the pricing model in order to see the average premium and maybe how that's changed from version to version. Data is where we collect all the quotes that have been run against this pricing model, and build is where we can create and edit a pricing model. So you can see here that the Swallow AI has created a structure and filled it with a number of different steps. So we start with some inputs, perhaps breed or gender. We're then passing through these different groupings of pet peril, a coverage peril, some exclusion rules, and finally, our calculated premium and the output. As I mentioned, Swallow has also created a selection of tests to run against this model. So here we can see a 9-year-old poodle with a pre-existing condition, and that gives us an average premium here. And as we make changes to this model, these prices will obviously change, and we can get a feel for that in this test suite. So let's actually try the pricing model. So as I mentioned, here's the web form that Swallow has created. If we run a quote through this, we can see that for a less than 1-year-old pug with no pre-existing conditions, we have a price here. Although for some reason it's been flagged as invalid. So here we can see an exclusion rule for a coverage limit in high risk. Once we're happy with our pricing model, we can jump into process, where we can see what has changed from a previous version to this version of the pricing. We can see the team members, any assets, tasks, and a change log. Once we're ready to go live, I can click approve. And when ready, I can click publish. So in a little less than 3 minutes, we've created a pricing model from scratch. It's now pricing to a web form, an API, and you've got something live pretty much out the box. So we think this is pretty exciting. I'd love to get your feedback. So feel free to drop me a line or head over to swallow.app to find out more. Thanks very much for your time.